Every single situation, whether beautiful or devastating, is merely a passing flash in time. If a moment is good, immerse yourself and enjoy it fully. If it is bad, remember that nothing in this universe lasts forever. Do not allow your heart to be paralyzed by the temporary. It is the eternal law of this world that what once existed will fade away, and what was absent will eventually return. Relationships flow exactly like water. People meeting, becoming comfortable, and drifting apart is a natural rhythm that must be accepted with a calm heart. Do not grieve over those who choose to leave your life, and do not let your soul be shaken by the temptations of those who arrive. Leave them be, as if you do not even notice. How others perceive or feel about you is a domain you cannot control. Simply leaving it alone is more than enough. Harboring resentment is precisely like keeping toxic waste that someone else threw at you. Drop it immediately. If you focus solely on your internal wounds, you will suffer forever. But if you seek to extract a lesson from them, you will grow into a magnificent soul. Holding on to anger is like branding your own skin with fire. Instead of trying to aggressively control the internal storm of your emotions, observe it with quiet awareness. It will pass away harmlessly on its own. Your present self is the direct harvest of yesterday's thoughts, and the thoughts you harbor right now are forming the matrix of your tomorrow. If you continuously agonize over dead histories or exhaust yourself worrying about an unborn future, you will wither away like grass cut from the roots. 90% of human anxiety is completely useless and fabricated by the mind. Break free from the shackles of the past and anchor your consciousness strictly in the present moment. All suffering originates from attachment, and attachment is born from a demanding, wishing mind. Instead of hating someone for failing to give you what they lack, be deeply grateful for what they do offer, and demand nothing beyond that. Life means expecting nothing, not even from your own self. Pain does not hold you captive. You are the one desperately holding on to the pain. Most human miseries stem from only two causes: acting without a single thought, or overthinking endlessly without ever taking action. Everything in this material world is ultimately empty. Do not exhaust your soul trying to possess it, and do not fear losing it. Remember that the majority of beings in this universe possess nothing at all, yet they exist. When life becomes heavy, step back and observe your situation with absolute objectivity. Realize that the universe is not punishing you. It is trying to teach you something vital. He who recognizes his own ignorance is truly wise, but he who fiercely believes himself to be wise is a fool beyond rescue. Only those who truly and deeply know themselves remain completely untouched by the fleeting opinions and judgments of others. A life lived solely to satisfy the standards of others will eventually cause you to lose your own identity. A life lived for others is a stolen life. It is not yours. To find your true self, you must first be willing to lose the approval of the crowd. The sun and the moon never compare themselves to one another, because they know they are destined to illuminate the cosmos in their own separate hours. Never compare yourself to others. Emotions are merely temporary visitors. Let them enter, let them stay, and let them leave through the doors of your mind without any interference or resistance. Worrying has never solved a single problem in human history. It only steals the absolute sanctity of today's peace. Every single disaster and conflict emerges from the gates of the mouth. Guard your tongue with ultimate diligence. A single word that brings profound stillness to the mind is worth more than 10 million empty phrases. When you speak, you are only repeating what you already know. But when you actively listen, you possess the golden opportunity to learn something completely new. When you search for an answer and find absolutely nothing, realize that the lack of an answer is the truth you must learn to accept. A counterfeit friend is exactly like a shadow, present only while you walk in the brilliant sunshine, but vanishing the exact moment darkness falls. Guard your thoughts when you are in solitude, and guard your words when you are in the company of men. Arguing with an ignorant person is like physically striking your own body. Do not be like the fool who slaps his own face while trying to catch a tiny mosquito. Genuine success and unshakable peace bloom exclusively from internal contentment. Have ultimate patience. Everything destined for you will find its way to your life at the perfect cosmic hour. Patience is one of the most grueling disciplines a human can endure, but the final crowning victory belongs solely to those who know how to wait. The mind is exactly like water. When it is violently disturbed and thrashing, it is impossible to see the truth. But when you allow it to settle into absolute stillness, everything becomes transparently clear. The weak dwell in dreams of revenge. The strong choose the path of forgiveness. But the truly wise simply pay no attention and walk away. Hatred can never be extinguished by hatred. Hatred can only be conquered and dissolved through the power of unconditional love. If you find people who follow your words without a single doubt, beware, for the seed of toxic pride can easily take root in your heart. The inability to sustain success or recover from failure is always caused by hidden arrogance. Remember that prosperity and decay chase each other in an endless cycle. Lao Tzu taught that the highest good is exactly like water. Water blesses all living things without a single trace of competition, and it willingly dwells in the lowest places that humanity despises. Water changes its shape to match any vessel it is poured into. It flows effortlessly from the highest peaks to the lowest valleys, never forcing its way against the laws of nature. This refusal to rigidly define oneself or resist the natural flow is the core of the Great Way. Buddhism teaches us the sublime art of non-striving. It clarifies the vast distance between dedication and toxic attachment. While dedicating effort toward a noble purpose is beautiful, becoming obsessed with the results of that striving breeds a prison of anxiety and crushing burdens. Do not force reality. Instead, bloom naturally like the silent fragrance of a wild flower, or carve out beauty smoothly like a gentle wave sculpting a stone. Align your steps with the uncertain currents of existence. Non-striving is never laziness or apathy. It is the realization of absolute spiritual balance while maintaining pure intentions. If you try to aggressively capture something with greed, it will slip through your fingers. But when you exist in a state of absolute desirelessness, true abundance arrives naturally, and the very concept of gaining dissolves into cosmic peace. Humanity often asks if flowing with the river is weakness, or if driving oneself relentlessly is the only way to change a destiny. But the true tragedy is not hard work. It is the toxic habit of constantly beating, criticizing, and whipping your own soul. Allowing thoughts to breed more thoughts will exhaust your physical frame, wither your spirit, and entirely destroy your self-esteem. Do not plunge into the swamp of mental anxiety. The exact moment you define an event as a crisis, the crisis begins. Watch the precise second your thoughts begin to spiral. Do not fool yourself into believing that what you have acquired will remain unchanged forever. The desperate desire to eternally own a shifting reality becomes a heavy iron shackle around your neck. Life is a grand cycle of coming together and scattering, living and dying, gaining and losing. It is the eternal four seasons of the universe. Be your own lighthouse. Rely purely on your internal truth and depend on nothing outside of your own core. Live the life you love passionately and love the exact life you are living. Human life is never about waiting around for the violent storm to pass over your head. It is about learning the sublime art of dancing wildly in the middle of the pouring rain. You do not merely own a transient soul, you are the immortal soul itself. Flow as silently and grandly as a deep river. Enjoy the flash of the present moment. Stop grieving over dead days and stop burning with anxiety for unwritten tomorrows. When you protect the eternal now, your countenance will naturally become pristine, radiant, and clear. After the grand awakening, you will realize that there is absolutely no need to weep over what is gone or celebrate what hasn't arrived. The only space that ever feels uncomfortable is this single, current moment. Drop all judgments. Drop all expectations. Stop torturing your intellect asking why this destiny happened to you. Simply put it down. No matter how heavy or exhausting your journey has been, you always hold the absolute authority to begin again with a clean slate. Have deep patience. Eventually, you will find yourself standing exactly where you belong, walking alongside the soul meant for your destiny, doing the very work you were born to fulfill. Throw away all anxious striving, dissolve all fear, and stop wondering how you must act. Allow your tired mind to take a deep, absolute rest. People exhaust themselves because they are desperately entangled in their own identities. They completely forget that by simply existing as they are and resting deeply, the entire universe organizes itself. When your body and mind send you the signal that you have reached your absolute limit, do not ignore it with stubborn pride. Stop. Appreciate the self that has fought so hard. Comfort your spirit. Extend your gratitude and hold your own soul in a warm, compassionate embrace. You do not need to be perfect. Give yourself the grand permission to rest. The pain you feel is not the world gripping you tightly. It is the reflection of your own hands refusing to release the world. Open your fingers, let the waters flow, and rest in the vast, unshakable sanctuary of your own being.